there. So thank you all again for tuning in. We hope you guys have an amazing weekend. We are so excited for the launch of Sonic Mania on August 15th.
Can't wait for that.
One and Nintendo Switch. And okay, we're just going to get this out of the way. All right, and be super transparent with you guys about it. So the bad news is we have just found out the PC version of Sonic Mania is going to be going in for a bit more optimization. That means the team is working really hard to make sure that it works on all platforms and doing a lot of things to touch it up. So the PC version is going to be coming out, we just found out, on August 29th.
Are you fucking serious?
The next thing to say is that the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One versions of Sonic Mania are all right on schedule, still releasing on August 15th. There's no change there. So we wanted to get that out and let you guys know as soon as we knew.
Fuck it. You know what? There's absolutely no way I'm not missing out on this game. I've been waiting for this game all year. You guys are lucky to have a PS4, Sega. Otherwise, I'd be really pissed off. How the fuck are you going to delay this game literally a few days before the game's actually released? What the fuck's wrong with you guys? For the longest time, I've been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's my favorite video game franchise, and I still remember the first time I played Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive. And I didn't know why, but I was just so addicted to that game. Whenever I look back at when I played the classic Sonic games, I always get good feelings as it reminds me of a time when life was so much simpler. A similar feeling was felt when I saw the announcement for Sonic Mania. I was so excited to play this game. It was one of my most anticipated games this year for that reason. And yes, Sega has made nostalgic throwbacks in the past, but not in the 16-bit pixel art style. Not only that, but they could not have picked better candidates to lead on the development side than Christian Whitehead, the man responsible for making the best ports of Sonic 1, 2 and CD, adding widescreen support, the addition of Tails and Knuckles, fixed collision detection issues, elemental shields and much more. On the programming side, we have Simon Tomley, aka Motherfucker. His name does ring a bell. He was one of the guys behind Sonic Mega Mix, wasn't he? A ROM hack that was meant to get an update like 7 years ago and then just cancelled the whole thing altogether, most likely because he was working on an official title this time. That's such a good business decision, acknowledging and appreciating the time and effort it takes to making fan projects out of love for the series, and instead of shutting them down unlike some people, they hire them to work on future projects. That's amazing, and I'm so glad that Moon Studios took the same approach when they hired Milton Gosti, the maker of M2R, to work on the stage design on Ori and the Will of the Wisp. You guys already know how excited I am for that game, and to know that he's working with the creators of one of my favorite games of all time just excels my excitement. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. From the announcement all the way up to its release, there was so much hope and excitement for this game, not just from fans but from critics as well. I haven't seen this much hype for a Sonic game actually since Generations. The marketing was spot on with the animated trailers, and just look at this, man. This is just beautiful. Sega, you've got to get Tyson Hesse to work on an animated cartoon series or OVA or something. This can't be a one-time thing. Seriously, that would be a missed opportunity. Sega really wanted to show us that they mean business with this game, made by the fans for the fans, so let's just see what we're getting into here. So Sonic Mania starts immediately where Sonic 3 and Knuckles left off. Sonic and Tails head back to Angel Island after Tails picks up an unfamiliar energy reading. When they finally arrive, they find their source of the energy wave known as the Phantom Ruby, however Eggman already beat them to it. When the Phantom Ruby is excavated from the ground, it unleashes another energy wave, sending Sonic, Tails and Knuckles through different zones, with some stages returning from previous games such as Sonic 1, Sonic 2 and 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD with completely new stages as well. Out of the 12 stages in Sonic Mania, 8 of them are returning stages, and thankfully they're not just rehashes in a higher resolution. These stages are completely remixed with brand new level layouts and gimmicks with elements of other levels in the series, making these so different that they might as well be completely new zones. And that brings me on to my next point, the fact that most of the stages are ones that we've seen before, and that's kind of an issue for me. Since this is a brand new Sonic game with the pixel art style, I was hoping for 100% new zones, especially because the new zones in this game are without a doubt the best zones in the entire game. That and because the first 2 zones are Green Hill and Chemical Plant, which were already brought back in Generations, so why were they brought back again? Come on Sega, you can't keep reusing the same zones, this has to be the last time. Just keep in mind when I say kind of an issue, because even though I would have liked to see more original zones, the level design in these stages, like Generations, are completely redone, with expansive level design being the top priority. So at least I don't feel like I'm playing the exact same levels from those games. I'm really happy to see levels like Stardust Speedway, Lava Reef and Flying Battery again, but I have to say my favourite level is Press Garden. I love the printing press factory aesthetic of Act 1, it's an interesting concept, but when it gets to Act 2, I mean, are you seeing what I am seeing? This is fucking stunning and the music is just sex to my ears. And I can say that about the entire soundtrack. T-Lopes is a fucking legend, man. All the remixes of the old stage are the best versions of these songs and the new stages are just so good. I can't stop dancing to these tracks. When the announcement for a vinyl release came to my attention, I jumped on that as soon as I possibly could. Good thing I started collecting vinyl recently and got this son of a bitch because there are none left. Sonic, Tails and Knuckles play exactly as they are in the classics and I wouldn't want it any other way. Tails can fly to reach higher areas, Knuckles can glide and climb walls, and Sonic has this new ability, the drop dash. This allows Sonic to instantly pick up speed when you hit the ground. I love this new addition and I really hope it becomes a staple in the series. I mean, hey, it's already in Sonic Forces. The controls feel exactly like they're supposed to. They have just the right amount of weight to them and picking up momentum and speed when going down slopes and loop-de-loops feel just as good as ever. Combine that with the return of the elemental shields in addition to the classic shield power up. You know what else feels good? To know that the majority of the things that I wanted in my speculation video I did a year ago is actually in the game. The biggest one being completely brand new special stages, and I think these might be my favorite in the whole franchise. Basically how it works is you have to chase down these UFOs that hold the Chaos Emeralds. You have a time limit that can be extended by collecting rings. Building up your max speed is done by collecting blue spheres, but be mindful when you reach Mach 3. You're carrying a lot more momentum, meaning turns will be more difficult to pull off, which makes sense. So in the later stages you have to know when to pick up speed. Just remember what Doc Hudson said or you will be falling off a cliff.
I'll put it simple. If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
And another thing I like about these special stages is how it naturally gets more difficult the more emeralds you collect. It starts off simple and then as you progress, more obstacles get thrown into the mix when you're more accustomed to the controls and level layout. And when you get all 7, you can transform Sonic, Tails and Knuckles into their super states. No Hypersonic unfortunately, but oh well. Oh, and one more thing, you can somehow get continues in special stages as well, but only in no save mode. But I have no idea for the life of me how to get this. I got a couple by accident once. If someone knows, please let me know in the comments. There's so much in this game to enjoy for new and long time fans. However, the amount of callbacks in this game will fall on deaf ears to newcomers. I'm not saying that will ruin the experience for you guys, but it won't have the same impact to long time fans. One example is the 2-player mode, and just like in Sonic 2, you have the ability to race through the entire stage and you can select any of the stages in the game. However, it's not just about who gets to the finish line first. Your score, the number of rings and items you get are all taken into account. But this scoring system is weird when you choose to race in multiple stages. I was playing competition mode with my brother when I recorded footage for this review and we decided to do 12 rounds, but because I won the first 2, the entire thing was over, so my brother had no chance of catching up. And also I'm a bit disappointed there was no split screen special stage race to see who can get the Chaos Emerald first. That was a missed opportunity. Well, although the competition mode may be lacking a bit, the amount of unlockables certainly aren't, which you could use the instant shield or super peel out instead of the drop dash. You can unlock those from collecting enough medals in the bonus stages, which just so happen to be the blue spheres from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The more medals you collect, the more you unlock, like the and Knuckles feature, which you can only play in no save mode, which has you partnered with Knuckles. So you can actually play as Knuckles and Knuckles. I'm not joking. All I can say is I'm absolutely blown away. Sonic Mania managed to recapture my love of playing the 2D Sonic games in every possible way and I couldn't be happier. In a time where the Blue Hedgehog was having such a hard time because of all the mediocre games being released, releasing another 2D game was desperately needed to cleanse Sonic's reputation in gaming. I believe that Sega really wanted to apologize for the abomination known as Sonic Boom, and as I mentioned before, making the best decision by hiring the right people for the job. Christian Whitehead and the rest of the crew absolutely killed it with this game. It's clear as day that a lot of love was put into this. Sega seriously needs to keep this team around because we all know another game will be made in the future, whether it's Mania 2 or whatever, it's gonna happen. I mean, come on, the highest rated Sonic game in 15 years? Yeah, you get my point. It would be the dumbest decision if they decided to let these guys go and get someone else. But it needs to have all original zones, no more returning stages. So do yourselves a favor if you are a fan of this genre and buy this game. Whether you're a newcomer to the series or strictly a fan of the 3D titles, don't sleep on this one because I feel like you're missing out on one of the best Sonic games ever released in the series. It's on all current platforms at the price of an indie game, so you really have no excuse. And I seriously hope I'll be saying the exact same thing when Sonic Forces comes out. Speaking of Sonic Forces, that's just on the horizon now. Pun intended, because Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds is dropping on the very same day, the 7th of November, which you guys already know. But beforehand, I want to review Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice before those two come out. So with that said, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, this is Stealth signing out.